Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in today's video, we're going to go over Chapter 2 of the side quest, which is called Lord of Mana. And like most storyline quests, I'll just leave some thoughts and opinions about what's going on. There is also a few battles, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So definitely check it out if you're wondering what to expect in this particular chapter. Now, just a reminder, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. Also, I do have a Patreon account for those who are interested in supporting me this way. And again, I do apologize for the raspy voice. As many of you know, I'm still a little bit sick, and so, my videos frequency will be a little bit less while I recover. So, I do apologize for the delay in getting out content for you. Anyways, at the end of Chapter 1, Runa, which is the head of discipline, gets Aldo enrolled into IDA school since he was wearing a uniform. He looks sharp. Too bad we can't switch him either as an AS or anything like that. But now that he's enrolled, he can now play the game that Fukahire is developing. Now, if you don't already have Runa, make sure you check out her character quests. I know some of you obviously pulled it with the Sky token, which is unfortunate. So later on, we go back to Aldo's dorm room and we will warp into the Lord of Mana game. Now, it's interesting that there is an uncanny resemblance to Yungan in the main castle town. And Hismina joins us as a party guest for this Lord of Mana game. So for those who don't know, the Lord of Mana game is essentially a game within a game, and it does have the same kind of features as you playing Another Eden, in the outside world, except that you're a lot more limited in your menu options, as well as your equipment, and even your move set. That being said, we do get to start a quest with some battles, and you do start at level 1, and Aldo is of course going to be the main character. Now, you do get to choose between 3 different job classes. Now, there's the Sorcerer class, there is the Archer class, as well as the Soldier class. Now, I don't think you can use the Soldier class since when you do ask about it, Aldo hints that he wants to try something different since he already uses a sword in real life. And since we're playing a game, I'm sure he wants to, kind of experience something a little bit different as well. Now, that being said, the Sorcerer class seems to be the good starter unit. However, Archer has a different play style, so that's up to you as well. Now, as a Sorcerer, you do have an automatic heal when you attack, and it makes it easier for sure in the beginning battles. Later on, I can't speak for it because I haven't played that far in. That being said, the Archer does have an AoE attack that's low powered as a basic move, and some of its more powerful moves are, either status attacks on single target. So not too bad at all. And of course, soldiers are just like tanks. They have a lot of single target slash, power boosts, and so on and so forth. Now, I didn't choose Aldo as a soldier, so I don't think you can. Now comment below if you did choose Aldo as a soldier and if the game allows you to do this. Also, when you do finally choose your job class, a girl shows up at your guide. I wonder if she ends up being someone you can use. I know at the end of this 4 chapters, you do get to recruit Mana, which is a free 5-star unit, and I assume that this girl who shows up is Mana herself. Now, next, you will have a chance to recruit new characters into your party. After you do your first quest, it allows you to kind of, expand your party before going on. And it kind of leads you towards that. So you'll be able to recruit the operator from IDA. Now this begins the friendship side quest, where you can also date them to increase friendship points, or you battle with these people in your party to gain friendship points. And each battle only gains 1 point, whereas if you do take them on a date and give them gifts, it does give a lot more points. And again, a lot more of those features will be featured later on in the chapter. So as I get there, I will put up videos, hopefully to explain the basics of how to do that. Now, at first, only the operator joins us, but you can get other friends as well to join. And all you have to do is exchange friend ID codes. You can recruit them all over the IDA area, and some of them are available right away. Some of them do take some time to kind of appear, and that also depends on how far in the side quest you proceed. So once I gather all of them, I'll try to show some videos showing where to recruit each of them. Once you've gathered more friends via their game ID, when you do warp back into Castletown to play the Lord of Mana game, check out the exclamation marks in the Castletown or in the tavern and choose which one you want to bring. So you can tell from the uniforms which job class they are, and obviously there's only the 3 job classes, so you can set up your party however you want. In my case, I am using Aldo as the sorcerer / healer, so you can go with 3 frontline characters such as 2 soldiers and 1 archer, or whatever party makeup style you'd like. And of course, each job class has advantages and disadvantages, so you can experiment with them and go with the party you like. Now, in order to exchange characters, you just have to talk to a different one, and it allows you the option of swapping out one of the characters for that other one. Now, Hizamina and Aldo are considered required in the team, so you can only really swap 2. And again, the more you use a person, you'll get the friendship points, which will eventually unlock rewards and also unlock stronger ally moves while using them in fighting battles in the Lord of Mana game. I will say, when you are in the Lord of Mana game, there is no fast map warp, so there's a lot more walking. Now remember, as you explore through the different areas, and you'll see some of the areas in Chapter 2, there are white, large kind of vertical crystals, and I'm standing in front of one right now. Make sure you press on them once you enter a new area, because it allows you to warp directly from crystal to crystal. So you can either warp back to Castletown, and there's a healing inn where you can heal your MP and HP, or you can warp from outer world to kind of either farm for quests or XP if you need to. Because at the beginning, you start with pretty low XP, and you need to fight just like in regular life. Also, remember to claim rewards from the quests and start new ones in the tavern. And you can check on them regularly, because as you finish quests, then the lady who has the quests will allow you to choose more, and you can start them. They're pretty straightforward, usually just killing a certain amount of each mob or so and so forth. Now, you'll also note that there are glitches to be found all over this world, and the developer kind of hinted that this game wasn't completely finished and still in beta mode. And apparently there are 30 glitches in total. And you can tell when there's a glitch when there's kind of this almost like a bunch of white squares sparkling. So I would explain it most like kind of like a sparkling thing that stands out from the graphics in the background or the forefront. And you can trade them in on the 4th floor in the regular real world in the developer's bedroom. And once I gather all 30, I'll show a video that showcases the locations of all 30 once I get them. Now finally, the beast dog that we saw from IDA 1 and 2, and I'm sure you remember which one I'm talking about, the one with horns that talks kind of funny. He or it, I guess, appears and seems to be involved in the major glitches in the game. And as you watch this chapter, you'll notice as you play through the game that some of the NPC characters kind of glitch out, and the beast dog kind of appears, and it's a little bit unnerving. There is a boss battle as well, so the mob battles are pretty straightforward. Just make sure you heal and keep your MP and HP up. warp back to town if you need to recharge until you get strong enough to kind of wipe them out. You can check out how I beat the boss. It's pretty straightforward, so I don't think I need to really explain the strategy, but I do have it filmed on this video, and you can check out my play there. I won't be voicing that particular battle since it was relatively straightforward, and to be frank, in this game, sub-game, the battles aren't as complex in terms of, swapping out VCs or setting up super combos and so on and so forth. So it's a much simplified form of another Eden, and therefore, pretty straightforward, hopefully. Now, after the boss battle is done, at the very end, Fukuhira, which is a developer, appears to join in the celebration since she can warp in as a developer. And the town is celebrating you defeating the boss. But unfortunately, something happens to her in the game world. I won't spoil it for you, just in case you want to watch the rest of the video and check out what happens. Also, there is a mention of mana in this later part of the video, and I'm sure it's a tie-in to both the game title, which is the Lord of Mana, as well as the free character we get. Unfortunately, we do have to investigate, and that pretty much sums up all of Chapter 2. Now, like most storyline videos, I'm going to stop talking now and let you watch the rest of the video in peace. Anyways, thanks for watching! We'll see you next time.
きるわ。私に続いて。 ピエッセ。